Hey there, if you are watching my video for the very first time, my name is Niga and I welcome you to the platform of White Color Blackboard Zone. So I hope you guys are doing good, and this video is about Parliament. The current Parliament and the upcoming Parliament project, Central Vista project, and I'll be telling the comparison of both, and I'll be discussing about the salient features of upcoming Parliament building from Central Vista project. Alright. You guys might have questions about why they are constructing Central Vista project Parliament right now, and what is gonna happen to the old Parliament building, and what is the need for constructing a new Parliament. While researching about this Central Vista project, I interested to do research about all Parliament buildings also, so that I like to make a comparison between these two. So first of all, the comparison is about how old is our current Parliament building. Then second comparison is about who is the architect behind these two buildings. Then third comparison is about what is the budget for these two buildings. And the fourth thing is about the duration of the construction period of the Parliament buildings. The current version of the Parliament building duration, construction period duration, and the Central Vista project Parliament's construction period duration. So let's discuss all in this video. So keep watching. And before starting this video, I have to tell the convey thing. That is, if you are Tamilian watching this video, and here is a good information for you. I also make videos in Tamil. Every videos I make in English, definitely there would be a translation videos in Tamil. The proper videos in Tamil also. First of all, let me talk about why they are constructing a new Parliament building. What's the matter? What's the necessity for bringing up new Parliament building? Okay, let me explain that. For reasons, our current Parliament building ages 95 right now, and there is some issues like seat issues. In UP, there's a population is high, so they're gonna write seats for members candidates like MPs and MLAs. So the accommodation is must for them. So they're also raising the accommodation facilities in new Parliament building. And there are several issues in our current Parliament building like wear and tear issues, etc., etc. So these are the some reasons to make new Parliament building. And in Central Vista project, Parliament building is not the only project. They are making several other projects inside the Central Vista project. Our president would be placed inside the Central Vista project, and MP's office is gonna place inside the Central Vista project. So all these are under discussion in this video. So keep watching. Alright, now let's talk about the foundation stone and who is the architect behind that. The foundation stone was laid in the year 12th of February 1921 by the Duke of Connaught, who is the son of Queen Victoria. Alright, now let me talk about who is the architect behind our current Parliament building. So there are two architect minds who involved in making our current Parliament building. So the first one I want to talk about is Sir Edwin Lutyens. So he is not only constructed our current Parliament building, he also a mastermind behind constructing our India Gate also. And another guy who is the master of architect behind our Parliament building is Sir Herbert Baker. So he is also the one of the architects who constructed our Parliament, and he also constructed the India Office, which is located in London. Alright, now let me talk about the upcoming Parliament. Who is the architect of the upcoming Parliament? So his name is Dr. Vimal Patel. Now let me talk about the projects he worked on. He worked on Sabarmati Riverfront Development Project, and also he worked on Mumbai Port Complex and Kashi Vishwanath Temple Redevelopment Projects. Let me talk about the construction periods of both parliaments. So our current Parliament building had taken 6 years to construct the building, and this Central Vista project Parliament had taken 22 months. This project started on the year of 2020, April 23rd, and they are alleging that it could be finished in this year around August. Alright, now this is circus time. I will be asking you one question: that who is the person who opened our current Parliament? You guys know that? If you know, pause on this video, lay down the answer in the comment section. Through that, I will be getting to know many of them are of this. So this opening ceremony of our current Parliament was performed by Governor General of India, and his name is Lord Irvine. Alright guys, let's talk about the budget. Do you know how it cost to construct our current Parliament building in the year 1921 to 1927? Any guess? Alright, now I will say about the cost of our current Parliament. Our current Parliament is constructed for about 83 lakhs. Okay, Now, what is the budget for Parliament in the Central Vista project? It is about 861.90 crores. Some bidders were competing for it to take over the project, but at last, finally, Tata Projects won the bid. They won the bid for 861.90 crores. Do you guys think why British people want to construct a Parliament building for us? Why they need to construct a Parliament building for us? Actually, they didn't construct a parliament building for us. They actually constructed this building for their purpose. The British used this building for purpose of Imperial Legislative Council. But later on, when we got independence, we changed it as a parliament. Guys, there are many important history happened in this parliament building. Let's talk about that. In the central hall of parliament, the power transformation has taken place. What is power transformation? I mean, British handing over our India to us is the power transformation, what I meant in the earlier sentence. It is an important history that happened in our current parliament. Then let's talk about the next important history. The Supreme Court of India. We all know Supreme Court is the apex court of our country, and we also know constitutional law is the supreme law of our country. No one can go beyond constitution. So I am saying this because before we construct our Supreme Court, all the Supreme Court function have been functioned at a parliamentary building. The function have taken place at chambers of princes. Once they construct our current Supreme Court, they moved on our Supreme Court from chambers of princes to the current location. Another thing I want to confirm is the parliamentary building project is the only project which could be opened in this year by 2022 August. I'm not sure about it. But within this year and the parliament building could be opened, I guess. Guys, I said earlier, the parliament building could be opened this year. Okay, why they have chosen this year? Because this year we're gonna celebrate 75th year of our Independence Day. So it's like a platinum jubilee. We all guys know 75th year celebration could be a platinum jubilee, and it should be in a grand way. So for it, they might be opening a new parliament. Guys, another thing is Parliament building is the only project which could be constructed within this year. The rest of the projects could be opened on later days, upcoming years. For example, you can take MP's office. In this current Central Vista project, they are also constructing office for MPs. Every MPs could be holding office for 40 square meter. So those MP's office will be connected to the Parliament building through underground pathway. Alright guys, now let me discuss about the construction period of both the parliaments. Our current parliament had taken 6 years construction period from 1921 to 1927. But our current Central Vista Project's parliament had taken places up to, they said we will be constructing this project in 22 months. Because of COVID and some other situation, the project has taken some long durations. The 22 months already got gone guys, because if they say 22 months means they should be opened is now in the January, but the 22 months have already gone because of COVID situation and some other things. The project permission for Vista project was granted in the date April 23, 2020. So that is why I said if they kept goal for 22 months, they should be finished project in this January. But this January got China away, so if in August means it could be taking off more than 25 to 27 months, Alright guys, now let me talk about the location and extra features of a new parliament building. So location of our upcoming parliament building is 3 kilometer distance from Rajpath. I will be keeping the image somewhere so that you can get the idea. Guys, it's actually a straight path. In that kind of setups, they were constructing this building, guys. Now, guys, like I said here, the size matters, right? They're gonna extend the accommodation of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Now, the seats of Lok Sabha will be 3 times greater than our current parliament. I mean, when the project comes over, then it became a whole parliament. Okay, so I can tell it as correct or what? You don't get confused, guys. If I said current or old is about talking about our circle parliament, I mean the round figured parliament, okay? I need to explain this because you guys should not get confusion because of my accent, okay? Because that's a very important thing for me. Let's come to the point. The Lok Sabha chamber would be 3 times greater than our current parliament building, In our current parliament buildings, they can accommodate up to 500 to 552 members, but in this upcoming Parliament's building, they can accommodate up to 876, around 880 members. And during in joint section, they can accommodate persons up to 1272. Now let's discuss about the Chamber of Rajya Sabha. The Chamber of Rajya Sabha would be 4 times greater than our current Parliament, In our current parliament, the accommodation of members would be 250, but in upcoming project, I mean in upcoming parliament, I mean the upcoming new parliament, the members accommodation would be 400. All over the Central Vista project cost is 13,450 crores, but for parliament alone they are investing 800 to 900 crores. So they're mentioning that the building would be iconic and it reflects a vibrant democracy. Guys, do you know how many workers are working under this Central Vista project? There are 5,000 people are involved to construct this Central Vista project, and they are doing day shifts and night shifts. Alright guys, there's a special thing to talk about, Our current parliament building is about circle figure, but upcoming new parliament building is about triangular figure, okay? But these two have one strong relation, guys. These two gets fixed in this one. What is that? If you guys can guess, then pause the video and let on it in the comment box. If it's so, I will be checking the answer. Both the buildings will be having a national emblem at the top of the building, You can see our parliament will be having a national emblem at the top of the building, and this triangular parliament will also be having our national emblem at the top of the building. And in Central Vista project, they also considering distance for president, prime minister, and vice president. So they're saying that the infrastructure for those executives will be pakka. I mean, it will be very good. Now let's hear about what are the other projects involved in this Central Vista project. Greeny project is also involved in this Central Vista project. I mean, green belt development. They are gonna plant more number of trees. I mean, 1,000 plus of trees, and they are also already maintaining 1,000 number of trees, and they are also having 9 sewage treatment plants. I mean, sewage treatment plant means in simple ways to say like recycling the water. I mean, recycling the used water. Once the Central Vista project got completed, there is a permission for tourists also. We can visit, guys. There are 420 plus stone seats were installed. If you go to visit once the Central Vista project get completed, you can walk, take rest by sitting in the stone bench which they installed. Then you can take the walk again. And the another thing is they made the campus friendly for differently abled person also. So what about the parking facilities? You can park 50 buses and 1,000 vehicles at the same time. So tourists gonna visit this project every now and then. Then there is also a time for prime minister, president, etc., etc. Then what about the usage of water? How many liters of water could be used per day? Any guesses? If it's so, pause the video and drop it in the comment box. Let me read about your guesstimations. Alright guys, let me say. The Delhi Municipal Council will provide 7,818 kiloliter of water per day. Okay, then what about the electricity? Because if you want to get water, then you should be on the motor first, right? Any guesstimation how many watts power they needed for all of the process, all of the operation happening inside the center of the project? If it's so, pause this video and leave it in the comment box. Let me read the guesstimations. Alright, let me say 73,440 kilowatts of power. Guys, let me talk about the security of this project. There is firefighting system, stormwater drainage, rainwater harvesting, ambient air quality monitoring stations, and etc. etc. Guys, now talking about the rainwater harvesting project, right? They also constructed a tank for rainwater harvesting. Do you know what is the capacity of rainwater harvesting tank? If it's so, if you have any guesstimation, pause this video and leave it in the comment box. Let me read the guesstimations. Alright, now I will tell you. The capacity of the rainwater harvesting tank is 3,050 cubic meter. So these are the information I collected as of now. If any information or any updates I received or I got to know, then I will be updating you for the show. So that's all. If you find this video useful, do subscribe and click on the bell icon. If you have any Tamil friends, you can suggest us to them, because I also made this video in Tamil version also. So take care guys, bye bye. Let me see you in next video.